مساء الخير. ما فينا ننكر أهمية وجود مثل عليا بحياتنا، وكيف بوجود الأشخاص الصح بنقدر نوصل لأماكن ما كنا متخيلين إنه بنقدر نوصل له. متحدثنا اليوم أكبر دليل على هالشي هو المؤسس والمدير التنفيذي لمدرسة بلو أوشن لإدارة الأعمال واللغات، ومدرس متخصص في تيسول وESL، وكمان قائد ريادي بيهدف لتنمية مهارات الشباب، وبيتركز جوهر فكره على مساعدة الأشخاص في سوريا على بناء مستقبل أفضل لإلهم. رح نسمع هلأ تيد توك مميز بعنوان Find Your Niche من قبل الأستاذ صفوان قدورة.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with you here, and I hope it's going to be very beneficial for everyone. I chose to talk about niching through my TESOL story. And my first question to you is, are you familiar with the term TESOL? Yeah. What is it?
Teaching English for learners of other languages.
Exactly. I didn't hear anything, but yeah. So it's teaching English to speakers of other languages. And it is something that I chose to go through in my talk. Now, if we go through how it all started. But first of all, do you want me to go in English? Raise your hand. You want me to go in Arabic? No one. You know it, right? Okay. It all started with love. Love from the first sight. Do you believe in that? Yeah? What does it mean to you, love from the first sight? Huh? I see, good, now I make you smile, yeah? So what are the requirements of a love story? If we talk about love. Two lovers? So we talk about two lovers. Okay, anything else? Miss? Chemistry, here we go. Here it is, important, right? Okay, and we also talk about, would you like to add anything in here? Spark, exactly. Commitment, I talk about passion, chemistry, matching, belonging, and lifelong. This is how my story with TESOL started. And it started with the biggest victory because I found my match. Did you find your match as a career? Did you? Like as a career. Did you find your match? With what you're doing, is that thing matching you? With what you're studying? Yeah? Who says no? Ah, dear, you gotta do something. I attended a presentation, and there was a TESOL coming to Syria. And then after the presentation, I know this is what I wanted to do. But it was not that easy. This happened back in 2004. My first lesson to you is fall in love with what you do or what you study. Because I felt that I really love that, right? I just wanted to do this. This is what I am destined for. TESOL trainer, or to teach English and train English teachers on teaching. But was it that easy, you think? How or why? Hello? How? Why wasn't it that easy? What do you think? Or it was? Okay. I contacted Cambridge back then, and the answer came, sorry, you are non-native speaker of English. Find something else. So if you were in my place, what would you do? Come again? Quit. Exactly. It's very easy. So this would lead us to two options. So either you quit or you give up, or you go on. Both are hard, but now the point is, what are you going to do? You got to pick your heart. So what would your heart be? Depends. I'm not here to teach you. This is all personal thing after all. So yeah, it was very disappointing to hear that answer. And back then, I thought I was Shakespeare, but turned out that I was not. And it was the first lesson. Do not overestimate yourself. Okay? Now I chose actually to go on, and I gave it another shot, and this time, what happened? What happened? Yeah? I gave it another shot. I didn't quit the first time. I gave it another shot, okay? And what happened this time? I failed again. And now it's going to be even more difficult because I told you about a love story, right? And in love, you know, actually, you never fail 2 times, right? So first time, maybe you fail, but 2 times. Do you fail 2 times? Of course no, because you fail 3 times and more. Am I right or no? Okay, it depends. So here we go and be black. So the point is, I remember, I love this, I wanted to do this, and I want to continue with this. I gently ask you to apply this to your career or to your study, okay? So, with me going on, disappointed, I don't know what to do with Cambridge, which was my dream. I heard of something called TKT in Syria. Anybody knows about this? Yes, Badr? Teaching knowledge test, okay? So it is kind of or kind of a course for novice trainers, okay, about teaching English. And I could think, yeah, but it's not what I want to do. My dream is to go to the UK, but let me give it a shot, okay, after all. So I said, all right, why not? And here we go. I went into TKT, and guess what? It was wow thing. It was actually a very good preparation for me before, now I burn it, you know before what, yeah? Okay, before the UK. And I learned here another lesson, which is God is always there. Because had I gone to Cambridge in the first place, things would have been very, very, very difficult. And I could understand that it is very important to let God do things His mysterious way. And then I would come with this verse because I am a big believer in it since ever. Now the journey started. You can also reflect on this, on your own journey, on your own dream. I see so many people with big dreams and they are quitting. Or they are maybe less loyal, or they don't know who they are, or they don't know what they know. Sometimes we always say, we don't know, or sometimes we don't know who we are. I say, sometimes we don't know how much we know. Okay? So please apply this into your study or into your career. Now, what do you expect to come after this? I burned it already, eh? Okay. Cambridge, CELTA, and the turning point. It is always what I wanted to do I'm not going to say for a living, it's what I wanted to take as a career. It's what I fell in love with since I attended the first presentation by Mr. Paul Seligson from the UK. Because back then, there were no TESOL trainers, and people would come from the UK or from America to give training to Syria. And nobody maybe thought of, okay, taking that role just because this is very much, committed to or specialized for either the British or the American. It makes sense, right? After all, it is English. It is their language. Hi, Mo. All right. Before you came, I asked about love from the first sight. Do you believe in this, or you don't believe in love at all? What? Okay. So Cambridge CELTA was my turning point. What happened was I met people from different parts of the world, and I got more confidence. Like, I got more into love with TESOL. Like, yeah, this is what I want to do. Now I am more assured. You know, this is I called it at the very beginning the biggest victory. Do you remember that? And now when you are more assured, back to love. When you are in love with someone, what happened throughout the way? You feel happy every time you feel you are more assured. Am I right? No, nobody is in love here? No? Okay. So the turning point was on that very CELTA course, which is a certificate in English language teaching to adults. And yeah, it was my breakthrough because I finished the class. I was ranked top student. I didn't get the honor, unfortunately, due to a little mistake, but I was ranked by Cambridge to be the class, or they called me the class leader, which added a lot to me, and that made me once again more assured that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Isn't it a big victory when you know that this is what you want to do? You know, before it's too late sometimes. Here we go. Now, lesson 4, define your breakthrough. In your life, you would go through so many stages, through many actions, many incidents, and there is always a breakthrough. There is always a turning point that turns your life. I'm not sure if this can be positive or negative, but it is a breakthrough, normally positive. Did you meet your breakthrough? Did it happen? Not yet. Right? So, always think it will come. So a lot of people, you know, are getting a bit hopeless that, okay, I did not, for example, get any signs. Or this is your rule, life rule, God's rule. There will always be breakthrough in your life. Now, for example, Dr. Khair just talked about that, and she talked about the breakthrough regarding traveling, for example. Now the journey just continued, now more assured. Yeah, I love this. I was already doing management in a language center. And when I came back, what was the first thing that I did back then was I wanted to train. I love teacher training. You know, I love just like being with teachers. Now, I had already spent so many years with students, and this time, it's a different story. Now it's more advanced. It is with professionals, with teachers. And I did that in-house teacher training. I don't know if I say people to try with or not, okay? But it was in-house, and it was great regarding the returns. I got a great deal of returns on the investment that I had already done. Now, better did CELTA, he knows what I mean. Okay. And here we go, I said to myself. After the training, everybody was happy. I could make some difference, and people were, thank you, it made difference. And most importantly, I could see difference in the classroom with students, because students are, after all, our ultimate goal. You know, this is what we do, and I've made difference, which added, again, more, this time, confidence to what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I'm talking about the rest of my life. I'm not talking about the, you know, next, for example, 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. See my point? So, more confident. Think of how much confident you are regarding what you're doing or what you're studying. If you are a third-year student in a major that you don't love, you don't have that love relationship with, you know what I would tell you, right? Leave. Just leave as quickly as possible. My advice to you. I had the honor to destroy the the future of about 20 people who left their studies third year, fourth year. Some of them were doing medicine, by the way. But when they did business, you love that? When they did business, they were top ones, top students. They turned into teachers while they were on their very, very, very first year. Now, here is something that I wanted to share, which is lesson 5. Did I make money out of that training? No. Did I make a lot of money? Can teachers be rich? Yeah? Teachers know that, right? Right. So that stage, I called it the stage of making no money. Remember, in your life, there is always some kind of stages. And you should know when the time is for making money and when the time is for not making money. Okay? Well, money is not everything. Well, it is. It is very important. But the point is, there would be stages where you should pay and pay and pay and keep paying before you grab the fruits. And I don't mean that money is the only or the ultimate fruit that you are looking for. Okay? Now, we go on with the story of TESOL. Remember, TESOL was, back in 2005, impossible. Nobody in this room can say something like, for example, there was a Syrian teacher trainer. And now, alhamdulillah, we have so many, with so many places offering TESOL as well. And now we go on. What happened after like doing Cambridge CELTA and after doing training? Of course, I continued with training. There was another turning point, which was redirecting my dream. My dream was, I want to be a teacher trainer. I love that very much, big time. Now there was kind of redirection for the dream, and now it became something like help people in Syria build their future. Which might be a lesson implied there, which is your mission is about people, it's not about you. You know, we get more and more and more mature and we learn every day. And now if you have that humane, decent dream, think of what's in it for people. Think of that phrase always. Now, to go on, the 6th lesson, you have a mission that you live with or you live for. The question is, what makes you wake up every day in the morning? Your mission, right? You don't have or your goal or your dream, okay, or the study that you love. If you do not love your study, how do you wake up in the morning? Lazy?
Lazy like a Bible.
Yeah, you don't have a reason. You have a job that you don't like, the same thing. You have a career that you don't believe in, the same thing. You're going to meet people you're not compatible with, the same thing. You see, what makes you happy, what makes you wake up happy in the morning is the mission or the goal or the self-fulfillment that is waiting for you throughout the day. What am I going to do today? What am I going to change, whether in myself or in people's lives? And now we go on for a new stage, which was worldwide conferences. You know this gentleman? This is Jack C. Richard, and he is the author of Passages and Interchange series. Did anybody study Interchange or Passages? Yeah. Exactly, if you look at the title. And I had the honor to finish my conference and then do some kind of what we call TESOL camping with him, because I was honored to be one of the people going over Passages back in the US, in New York. And this is another breakthrough. When you start meeting your idols, when you start meeting the giants in the field, when you start meeting the people you can very, very, very much learn from. Now, did I think of meeting Jack C. Richards, for example, back in 2004 or 5? I did not even know him. Then I heard, and then my dream was to meet him. So think of this always on your way, all right, to build up your career. You're not going. A lot of people say only building future. It's not only about building future. It's also about building a career and more importantly, building a niche career, a career that's very much distinguished, that's very much of a difference making. And I became kind of famous. I did not believe, myself. This is, I wanted to show off a bit. All right, just joking. Why did I choose this picture? Just to tell you that sometimes your chance might be waiting for you, okay? But if you stay in the same place, doing the same study, you might be very, very, very limited. I mean, regarding your study. So what you do is, you study here, you do college, and then right after that, it's not a must, maybe, it's not a choice or an option. You must go, travel, study, follow your dreams, outside of your limited horizons of study or education. Okay? Now, after the worldwide conference, I didn't believe. Now, believe me, maybe every month I go to Voice of America website and I listen to this.